What's good, Royal Babes? Queen K back with another video. I'm from the thumbnail. Y'all already know what's going on. But before we get into all of that, can y'all help me please wish this queen a happy 30th birthday? Be sure to go follow her on Instagram and subscribe to her YouTube channel, both at @LadyBam. Alright, so let's get into it. I actually used two different methods. One method for this particular braid, and then I tried a different method for the front braid, just to see, you know, which one I like better. After watching different YouTube videos about how people were giving themselves baby hairs and stuff. So yeah, and I was like, I just wanted to try both of them. And for her birthday pictures, you know, we want her to have edges. So as you can see here, I'm using the Black Got to Be spiking gel for the second braid, the back braid. It's only a little bit right here on this side that you can see where it's kind of thin that we wanted to fill that in. I'm using that along with the freeze spray. I'm actually going to use the freeze spray on both, but this one with me using the spiking gel, I'm just putting that on there. I parted it as if, you know, hair was actually there. And you're going to see me combing the hair in the direction of where the braid is actually going to be. So I'm combing the hair towards the middle. So like I said, it's already in the direction. From there, I took the braided hair and I cut it in half. I took a little small piece and I cut it in half so that it can have that straight edge. And here I'm spacing it out, but I messed around and and made the hair uneven. So once I get everything spread it to make it look like it's naturally coming out of her scalp, I ended up what I'm doing over there in the corner is cutting the hair to make it a straight edge, a straight across line. Here I'm lining up the braided hair with where the part is, the defined part is, and I'm just using the tail of the comb to place the hair, the braided hair into place to where I wanted to lay at. And I'm just like kind of swiping it a little bit to get it to stick. Now, if anybody is familiar with how people would do the invisible parts when it came to like quick weaves and sew-ins and stuff, this is kind of what I'm doing, just a little bit different. And also for braids instead of like quick weaves or anything. Particularly for these braids, because of course if you try with different braids, you'll have to probably do somewhat of the same method, but a little bit different than what I've done, because these are like large feed-in braids that I'm doing into a feed-in ponytail. But I just after I have laid the braided hair there, I put a little bit more Got to Be spiking gel on top of the braids just for added security. And I'm using the tail of the comb to try to define the stitches before the hair dries, so that it'll dry in place where I'm thinking that the stitches are gonna be once I start braiding. Now I'm gonna go in and apply a little bit of freeze spray. It's cold. That's how she jumped. Well, apply a little freeze spray and blow dry it to mold the hair in place. Now, y'all, please be smarter than me, because at first I was just trying to use the tail of the comb to hold the hair in place like the blow dry won't. vigorously blow the hair out of place. It ain't come out of place with me doing that, but after a while, after seeing, the struggle, I was smart enough to go get a comb. I mean, not a comb, a clip to hold the hair in place to help me as I use the tail of the comb to lay the hairs. But yeah, be smarter than me. Do that first before you start. So here I'm just checking to be sure that it's dry and it's molded in place before I just start braiding and then these edges slip out or this hair slip out. But I use the darkest brown of the edge booster. It's one of those color edge controls to where it'll, give it a little tint. Um, and it did. It looks like that. And it got like a little shimmery like tint to it. I really didn't have to put it right here. But yeah, I don't even know why I did, but this was me just trying stuff, just trying to fill it in a little more, to give more of a thicker look because Akila does have thick hair, so I wanted to look like too thin, or at least I wanted it to blend. Is what I'm trying to say. Now y'all don't go talking about me because I'm short and I'm on a step ladder trying to braid her hair. I don't care for real, but as you can see, I had her use her finger on the places where I was braiding it, also for added security, so that the hair won't move out of place once I started applying the tension for the braid. And this is how it ended up looking once I braided it. Don't mind the white stuff that was right there because nothing, a little oil sheen won't fix once we get to the end of the braid. I mean, once we get to the end of the style, that white stuff, you'll see that it just disappeared. So I took a picture just for her approval to show her what I did and see how she liked it before we proceeded. Um, Man, she didn't care. Y'all don't mind my hair. I was in the house trying to still unpack, but mind your business. So here I just started doing a braid, and as you can see, I'm clipping a little bit of the braid, a little bit of the ends of the hair because there was some longer pieces. So to define the part a little bit more, I had cut it to have everything lined up. So onto the second method, as you can see, I'm using lace holding glue, um, and that's what we're gonna use for this front part. Now here I really recommend you to work in small sections, especially if you're doing like stitch braids. It'll help you with getting the stitches right, and it's just easier to manage if you do smaller sections of hair. As you'll see, that's what I'm doing now. Now look at that. Don't that look so natural? I mean, for my first time, I'm tooting my horn. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh my God, I really want this.
I'm excited,
Girl, you scared
I'm
me.
sorry. I did a good job, if I do say so myself. Pat on my own back. We did go back in and make the bun a little bit bigger and left only the deep twist hair down. So yes, this is the final look. Thank you guys for watching.
That's too much, mommy. You and mommy? Yeah, don't do that.
Period, poo.